the Director, Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Personalities in the house this afternoon, visiting this afternoon, and he is in person of Kayode Fayemi. Your Excellency, sir, you're very pleased to have you in our midst today, and give opportunity.
It is an honor and a privilege for me to be here this afternoon at the Ministry of Agriculture. First, to congratulate my brother for being saddled with this onerous responsibility of leadership in perhaps the most important ministry, at least to us in Ekiti. We have no oil, so the most important ministry in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I'm not unfamiliar with this room. Madam Permanent Secretary and the former Honorable Minister had welcomed me here. And the Minister of State had been good to us. They had spent quite a bit of time monitoring some of the projects in Ekiti when he was still in office, Honorable Najim. But for me, it's always wonderful to have diasporans return home. Since I'm one, I'm always eager to see an opportunity that brings back some of our leading lights out there to Nigeria to serve our country. Anyone who knows of the Honorable Minister's track record cannot but be excited learning that he's chosen to come back home at this particular time in our country's transformational drive in Nigeria. And for us, we know that this is service to motherland, and this is service that is going to be ultimately of benefit to us in Ekiti State. Of course, Honorable Minister, you know that we're agrarian, we're rural, we're people of the hinterland, and agriculture is very important to us. And in fact, if we're to make a headway in the shortest possible time, it has to be through an exclusive, almost a total assault on agricultural decline in our state that we're going to do that. And we have suffered a decline. There is nothing that is of any huge or commercial nature in our agricultural sector now. We have an aging farm population. We have largely subsistent farmers. We have limited access to finance. We still have land tenure challenges. All of the usual issues responsible for decline in the agricultural sector are also present in Ekiti State. But we are not overwhelmed by that challenge. As a matter of fact, we're determined to reverse it. And we have been a beneficiary as a state in some of the projects that have come from the federal government, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture in particular. We are currently benefiting from the siting of a major silo, a 100,000 ton silo in the state that is undergoing construction. It's been very slow. I hope we will make a speedy process in the next couple of months, and we'll wrap it up because it's been under construction for at least the last 12 to 18 months now, and we don't seem to be making a headway. And I understand that the same contractor responsible for this is also constructing others, which have either been completed or near completion in other states. So we hope we will be able to speed up on this. I also am aware that by the last time the former Honorable Minister of State came to us, he informed us of the location of an export processing conditioning center in our state, which of course we have to also provide matching fund for. But that's the last we've had from that, and we've written. He asked us to write a letter, which we immediately did to him at the time, but I hope we can make some progress on that as well. There are, of course, a range of other things that we're benefiting from in the National Food Security Program, the joint initiative of IFAD, with the federal ministry. I don't know why we have not been chosen for RAMP, but we want to be part of the Rural Access program, because that's critical to us. We have a lot of rural roads that are critical to our agricultural communities, and it's those feeder roads that can help us transport the goods from the market, from the farms to the market. It will also enable us to tackle the constrained growth that we have suffered in the sector. And our approach to really reversing this trend in Ekiti now is to identify at least 3 clusters in the 3 senatorial districts. We used to have farm settlements of old, which are now moribund and virtually dead. We are in partnership with some commercial farmers, trying to revive them and work out an arrangement that would enable the commercial farmers assist our small farm holders to also upscale their own effort in the sector. And we believe that an investment blueprint will be necessary for this, and we're going to be putting one across to you in the shortest possible time. We believe by October our investment blueprint will be ready. This is also in response to the national initiative that we have been involved in at the level of the CDM and the Federal Ministry of Agri. We, of course, also noticed several other things in the budget for this year, the Federal Ministry of Agri's budget, which are more of omnibus initiatives that have not been designed for any particular place, but we wouldn't mind them being extended to Ekiti. We've seen the Agricultural Research Institute, although that is not designated. We believe that we can benefit from that, and we will be able to really use it to serve an interest. Madam Media, Madam Permanent Secretary knows that we're talking about a cassava research institute with the ministry already, which also has a Chinese partnership with this, and we're keen to. This is an ongoing. It's been in the ministry for, in fact, it predated my own time in office, but it's just gone cold until we revived it recently for discussion with the ministry. We believe that we could also benefit from at least 1 or 2 of the 150 centers, one-stop agro shop in the country that you have in the budget. And we certainly believe that we can enter into partnership with the ministry on a number of other initiatives, the grazing reserves initiative, for example. We have a major challenge in our state between the Bororo livestock affairs and the farmers, and it's become a security issue for us in Ekiti. And we've decided lately that the best way to resolve this is to really provide dedicated grazing reserves for rural farmers, so that they can have a dedicated access that will not lead to any disturbance between themselves and the farmers. Also, the farmers' cooperative development, which is also in the budget, is very critical to us, and we want to really partner with the ministry in that, as well as the technical support for agro-enterprise development that the ministry also has in the federal budget for this year. But we believe with continuous engagement we can also benefit from. For us, agri is life, and we're determined to begin to reduce our dependence on federal allocation, and the best vehicle for us to reduce it in Ekiti is none other than agriculture. It's going to happen at a much faster pace for us. It is going to be long-term and sustainable, and it's also something that we can begin to attract a lot of our young people, because if we don't link youth development to agricultural enterprise, we're probably not going to tackle in a very, very fundamental way. We're probably not even going to dent the crisis that we suffer in the unemployment sector here. And lately we've brought in about 5,000 young people into employment in Ekiti State, and this is a sector that we are pushing for them to spend a lot more time on in order to realize the value chain that exists in the sector, not just as farmers but also as processors and marketers, in the long term for the international market, but at least in the short term to address our own food security challenges in the country, which we believe with your leadership in the ministry we would be able to fundamentally put a dent on. But clearly, we're coming on board really gives us a feeling that all of this will be possible and Ekiti could benefit in this. And on our part, we will make the investment blueprints that we have available in draft form so that you can also help us reshape it. We're blessed with land and everything grows in our state. Everything under the sun grows in Ekiti. Rice, tuber, cash crops, cocoa, oil palm, you name it. We have the opportunity to become major players in all of this field. And we know that we cannot do it alone. The Federal Ministry of Agriculture really has a critical role to play in assisting us achieve our objectives. Once again, Honorable Minister, I'm really glad to be here. I want to wish you a successful tenure in this office, and I hope at the end of the day you would have left a legacy that is historic in nature, as the minister who came and really turned around the sector to achieve comprehensive agricultural development for our country, Nigeria. Thank you very much.